grew up in the church. My dad was a pastor in some form of ministry my whole life, so if the doors were open, we were at church. Seemed like 4 or 5 days a week sometimes. When I was younger, I experienced some severe trauma that I didn't really tell anyone about or really deal with, and just tried to cover it up with church, and just tried to hide it from everyone around me, and even from God. And by the time I got to high school, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do after high school, what I'm going to do with my life, trying to figure out who I am, it became easier to turn to drugs and alcohol to hide the hurt than to try and pretend like I was okay and that everything was all right. So my senior year, I was really involved in the church. If there was something where I could be serving, I was involved in it. I was involved in the youth ministry. I was involved in the worship team. But I was also hanging out a lot more with my wrestling buddies, and they were kind of a rough crowd. And I just kind of wanted to fit in, and was kind of being a little bit rebellious, and was doing some of the things they were doing. We were partying and drinking and doing drugs on the weekends, and it just came to this point where I was kind of living a double life, where I was this one person at church, and I was this other person when I was hanging out with my friends. And I just kind of didn't know who I was, and was kind of getting sick of myself. Felt like I was a hypocrite, and I didn't really know how to handle that. So this just led to me just going in kind of full bore into drugs and alcohol, where all I was doing was, instead of doing drugs and alcohol just like on the weekends, it turned into something where I was doing drugs and alcohol like every night. And once I found that I could escape the pain through drugs and alcohol, that kind of got to the point, that's all I was living for, was escaping the pain. It started, I thought the drugs and the alcohol were helping me to escape the pain, but eventually they come with their own side effects that start to destroy your life and everything else around you. They start coming with their own consequences. During this time I had, gotten married, and, that ended my first marriage. Currently married now, and it's, we're separated, and drugs and alcohol played a big part in that marriage dissolving. So I was talking to my sister, and she had just gone to ResLife, and she was telling me that the pastor was talking about worship, and how worship was what really got him through some pain that he had dealt in his life. And after hearing my sister talk about that, I was just like, that's what I need. That's what I need in my life, is I need to worship God like that. I need to turn to worshiping God to deal with my pain, instead of trying to deal with it on my own through drugs and alcohol. And the next Sunday I came to ResLife, and it was awesome and amazing, and I loved it, and I just felt like I was home, and I was family, and God was here. And I started going to the What's Next class, and in the What's Next class they were talking about the Holy Spirit, and I was listening to some of Pastor Ross's past sermons on the baptism of the Holy Spirit, and just after hearing that, I was just like, that's what I need. Like, I just got hungry for it. And I remember coming to Pastor Dom the next Sunday, and I was like, I gotta have the Holy Spirit. Like, whatever it takes for this baptism of the Holy Spirit stuff, like, I'm in, let's do it. And so, we went up front, and we prayed, and he baptized me in the Holy Spirit, and it was just like this heat that came over me, and it was just like the Holy Spirit came in and entered me, and it was just, I don't know, I can't really describe it, but it was just what I had been missing and what I had been looking for a long time. Before the Holy Spirit, came in, I was trying to do everything on my own. I was trying to do it in my power. I thought I could be good enough. I thought I could, kick addictions on my own. I thought I could deal with pain by myself, and I couldn't. And I got to the point where I realized that, and that's where the Holy Spirit has made all the difference, is because now I'm relying on God for those things. I needed the power of the Holy Spirit to be able to live the way that God calls us to, and without God I can't do it on my own.